From the guy that ruined Alice in Wonderland comes... Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome to my review for the 2019 Dumbo. This movie was directed by Tim Burton. We all know who he is. And this movie stars Colin Farrell, Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton, and Eva Green. This movie is in fact a live-action remake of the 1940s classic Dumbo, and it tells the tale of Dumbo, a baby elephant who was born with overgrown ears. And through a series of unfortunate events is separated from his mother and is forced to join a circus. But his overgrown ears allow him to fly, which causes the circus to make a lot of money, which brings the attention of an incredibly wealthy circus owner played by Michael Keaton, who hires Dumbo and the rest of the troupe to come join his more corporate circus, Dreamland. Tim Burton and Disney live-action remakes have a bit of a mixed reputation, because just like both of those, for every good one, there is a bad one. I personally think that if Burton has the right material, the right actors, and the right amount of budget, he can make a pretty damn good movie. Like, I love Batman, I love Corpse Bride, as reviewed last Halloween. But, like I said, for every good movie he does, there are a couple of really bad ones that make you question if the guy really knows what he's doing. The same can be said for Disney live-action remakes, because for every good one, like The Jungle Book, there is a bad one like Beauty and the Beast. And these remakes are not slowing down, with Lion King and Aladdin being released just this year alone. But going into this, I was incredibly nervous, and my nerves were incredibly well-founded because I was incredibly underwhelmed by this movie. I think the biggest compliment that I can give to the movie itself was Dumbo. Not the CGI or anything like that, but the story around Dumbo. Dumbo, naturally, is an incredibly sympathetic character. He constantly gets bullied by the circus goers. He's treated as an outcast, unless you have, a heart of stone, you truly do feel for this character. As someone who was bullied a lot in elementary school, I sympathized with that. But that's about where the good stuff ends. In terms of the rest of the movie, it's just bland and forgettable, which is incredibly sad. Because even in his worst movies, Tim Burton has an incredibly unique visual style. Twisted, dark. When you watch a Tim Burton movie, you know you are watching a Tim Burton movie. Even in some of the movies he's produced, you can tell that he had a heavy hand in the creative direction. See Nightmare Before Christmas as an example. But visually speaking, Dumbo is probably Tim Burton's most boring movie. It all looks incredibly gray. Even the stuff that is colored, it just looks like I'm looking through a lens that was smeared with concrete. Probably the most visually stunning thing in this entire movie was Dreamland. But even Dreamland kind of looked like every single, over-the-top circus or fair or something like in that nature that I've seen in 100 movies before. And the CGI is just incredibly hit or miss. Sometimes a lot more misses than hits. When looking at the CGI for Dumbo, you blink a couple times and it looks good, and then you blink a couple more times and it looks terrible. Kinda like, oh man, that doesn't look good. That's much better. Oh, was that always this bad? The backgrounds and the fairs and the circus stuff itself looked particularly good, but anything involving Dumbo or the animals just didn't look good at all. Also, this movie focuses way too much on the human characters, which, if they were done very well, I wouldn't have a problem with. The only thing is that these characters are incredibly bland. You have all of the caricatures. You have the out-of-touch father that just doesn't understand, played by Colin Farrell. You've got the evil rich guy who wants to just eat up everything in his path, played by Michael Keaton. You've got the circus promoter who does really scummy things, but in the end has a heart of gold, played by Danny DeVito. You've got the circus performer who starts out evil, but then slowly but surely starts to come around to the good side, played by Eva Green, and on from there. And if these characters were in any way interesting, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But these characters are incredibly boring. The child actors, forget about it. They're just, I think Wheat Toast has more charisma. There's supposed to be a scene where it's in every Disney movie where the father and the child have a scene where they just blow up at each other and they run away because they need a minute to think things over. Normally, it's a pretty emotionally packed scene. In this one, I could care less. Probably the most laughable performance in the entire movie is, sadly, from Michael Keaton. He normally is a great actor, but in this, he just plays the mustache-twirling rich guy. He's like Colin Firth from Mary Poppins Returns. The only difference is that Keaton doesn't have a mustache in this one. And his accent, oh my god, his accent is so bad that, I just call it Brit-Scottish. Or it's a combination of British, Scottish, and French, because I was just sitting there where exactly are you from? So in the end, I'm going to give Dumbo 2019 a forgettable. I think everything revolving around the Dumbo character and trying to find his mother is particularly good, and the rest of the movie is just not interesting. This wasn't insultingly bad like Beauty and the Beast, but it wasn't creatively good like The Jungle Book. It was just in that gray area of you can watch it and then forget about it immediately afterwards. I have my fingers crossed for Aladdin and Lion King because those movies are some of the best animated movies ever made, and if they screw those up, then just stop making live-action remakes, Disney. I mean, seriously. Okay, so Dumbo 2019. I'm sure you saw it and you have your own opinions, and if you do, then leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. I appreciate you all's patience. This has been a really weird week for me. I had my channel deleted off of YouTube entirely and then reinstated, within 20 minutes of one another. It was incredibly bizarre, but I have a video that kind of documents the entire experience, warts and all. I'll put it somewhere in the left-hand corner, or my left, your right. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, please be sure to hit subscribe, somewhere around here, and click the bell to allow notifications so that you never miss a new video. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.